Hello and welcome once again to A Life in the Day, where I get to talk to a fabulous guest about how their dyslexia, ADHD, whatever, affects them from the moment they get up. And today I'm joined by the wonderful Jenna, who I met a few years ago for study skills support. And then that was interrupted by COVID. But I shall ask Jenna to tell us more about her situation. So welcome, Jenna. Lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you, girl. Long time.
So I met you because for study skills support and I think the thing was dyslexia and ADHD. So can you just say what your diagnoses are?
I have a few diagnoses. I'm dyslexic. I also have ADHD, and I also struggle with a few physical health issues.
So, and also, we met when you were studying for a degree, and you have a young family, and now you're working, and so it's pretty full on, isn't it? So how do you, when you wake up in the morning, what's life like with dyslexia and ADHD?
My life is quite chaotic, but unorganized chaotic, I suppose. Depending on what day it is, whether it's a weekend or a school day, I see children doing 3 different activities through the day, one in school, one in college, and one working and college. It's kind of a bit crazy in the morning. I got a calendar on the fridge which has got what each child is doing in different colours, so I can just look at the colour rather than the words, because I find that easier to recognise where that child is on that day and what they need, if they need packed lunch or they need food or they, money for something, or wait, just so I understand where they're going to be and what they're going to be doing. My children kind of just roll with me now, and they understand that the disorganization is just organization, but just my way. It's quite the mornings are the worst because there's so much to do, and I've just got to remember everything to do, and I struggle with remembering everything to do.
That's really interesting, isn't it? Because when you've got children, isn't it? It's all about them, because there's those deadlines, aren't there? They've got to be in certain places at certain times, and they've got to have the stuff. So it's interesting, isn't it? That because it's so much about them, that's the absolute focus, isn't it? And maybe, do you think that's a helpful thing?
I also have a child who's got autism who needs specific planning, so it's not very helpful sometimes because I need to see to one needs before the others, and then that can get confusing for myself. With, like I said, it's not organized. I don't get up and I've got a strict schedule that I need to stick to. I just need to know where they gotta be. And my son, who's autistic, is also, but he needs to stick to a schedule and a routine. So we kind of bounce off each other some mornings, I suppose, because he only sees it as, you need to sort me first, ma'am. Where in my head, well, now I got 6,000 things to do. So it can be a little bit difficult sometimes that he is so regimented, but we make it work by, like I said, writing things down and having conversations the night before. But even having conversations the night before can not always be helpful, because I can't just wake up in the morning and totally forget that I've had that full conversation with one of them. But my 2 girls, my oldest girl is one who kind of rolls with the situation. She's really helpful. She'll sort herself out and she'll help me in any way that I need help in, because she can see I'm a bit chaotic. I'm putting the washing machine on while I'm brushing my teeth, so I'm trying to do my daughter's hair while getting the clothes down. I never seem to be doing one thing at a time. I've got to do a couple. So she's really helpful. Obviously, my 6-year-old obviously thinks everything revolves around her, because at 6, everyone's world is theirs. Yeah, it can be challenging, but they make it work, I think, in their ways to support me.
It sounds like a great collaboration built on understanding. And I know how hard it is with a family, isn't it? So
yeah, everybody's got to work together for everything to get done in my morning. The mornings are, like I said, are the worst, and then probably after school is a bit more difficult. And remembering things is my biggest issue. Forgetting that, for example, when you used to come to me, if you were even coming, I'd still be in my pajamas because I forgot that you were coming, or I have appointments to attend and stuff like that. So it can't. Yeah, it's some people think it's a bit of a crazy world to live in, but it's just what I've always known. So it's not crazy to me. It's just what it is.
So how does that fit in with work?
We've got a structure at the moment that work. I actually do 2 sets of shifts rather than splitting up anymore. So I get an understanding of every week I'm either early or I'm late. There's no middle shift or anything. So I literally know that I was early this week, so I'm late next week. Organisation skills. My organisation skills, if you look at them from outside, they're not the best. You think, I wish to be organised. Being a team manager, you've got to be organised, but you don't have to be organised in the way other people see it. As long as you're organising things in your way and you know what needs to be done, I think that's all that matters. Some people don't get it. Work has been very supportive with regards to getting me the correct equipment. When we have meetings, they all know that I'm the one who just doesn't shut up, because I just talk and talk and talk. So they've been really supportive in understanding my needs that way. There's just a difficulty with them with getting the training for some of the prep, some of the programs they've given me. They've given me all the programs, but I struggle sometimes with reading emails if they're really difficult ones. So I've sometimes got to type it into my phone, so that takes a bit longer so it can read it to me. But work is very much where I'm either all in when I'm not taking my breaks, and my manager then above me is going to say, right, Jen, it's time for your dinner now, you need to just step away, because you just forget how it works. If you need to take a break, but it's working really well with me working. I've been working with them for over a year now, and they just understand if I need to take children to school. They've been really helpful. I don't have time because I need to take children to school. I just message my boss and say, look, now all kids are ready, I've got to do the school run, and they're accepting of that, because they know that I'm just chaotic, but I'm still getting my work done. Because I'm a team manager now, I think that's where my strength lies. Being dyslexic and definitely ADHD, because I like to talk to people and I enjoy communicating and understanding their needs and what I can do to support them. Which is, I think, being ADHD, a team manager or a team role, kind like leader kind of role, is where I seem to be striving most at the moment. But we'll see how that's going. It's going really well at the moment. I've got a lot of calendar. If there's meetings, they've got to be in my calendar. Otherwise, I won't attend them because I'll totally forget. But like I said, they're very helpful and very understanding of my my craziness, I call it, Jenna's craziness, and they all just smile and laugh, and they're not laughing at me, they're laughing with me, because that's who I am. They don't see it as a disability, they see it as an advantage.
That's so positive, because a lot of people that I get to meet have a hard time because of the lack of understanding from other people and from managers. And that thing about organization or disorganization, it's just different organization, isn't it? You still get things done, but it's in a different way. And I think that makes people a bit uncomfortable, because they don't quite see the A, B, C, D, you know, that logical progression. So they don't get it. But they obviously trust you, don't they, to do a good job. And that gets repaid, I bet, a huge amount, because, you know, when you're with people who trust you and support you, you respect that, don't you? And you give them plenty of good value work in return.
It's such a different experience to what I had in uni, so it's such a positive experience. And what people need to remember, that there is people who are understanding out there, and so you've just got a voice. You've got to use your voice, and you need to tell them, you know, this is what I need, this is what I struggle with. Obviously, you're not going to always have that company. I've just landed really lucky, I suppose. But there is people out there a lot more aware of dyslexia and ADHD now, and want to keep us in work and keep us pushing to the positivity and keeping us motivated and in different ways compared. So there is a lot more understanding out there. It's not enough. I don't believe. I think there should be a lot more understanding to dyslexia and ADHD, especially when it comes to schools, universities. I think they're quite out of it. But I think the workforce are getting there. They're not there, but they are improving on positivity of children, adults, young people. We're all different, and we don't all work the same. So that's what's made me happier where I am to where I have been in the past, I suppose.
So how did they get to know about dyslexia and ADHD? Did you have to train them up?
I openly told them that I had ADHD and I had dyslexia. So they sorted out all my programming for my computer. They put it all on. But I also could request that they get more training on dyslexia for managers and team managers to understand it more. So there is courses out there available for managers, and you know, even up to the bosses, it won't hurt them to take these courses. And they grabbed it with open hands, and they learned what they needed to learn and what was the best way to support me. So it's just, there's not a lot of knowledge out there that these courses are available to people, which is a little bit sad, because there's so many people who would benefit from these courses, from their bosses understanding them a little bit more and realising, oh, she's just lazy, she's forgotten about that. No, I'm not lazy, I've just forgotten about it because I have a little bit of a special wire. It's just wired differently to you guys, so I just need that little bit of support of, if there's a meeting, just put it in my calendar and I'll be there, because I get that reminder. So that is, like I said, my bosses grabbed their both hands and they went on the courses and they understand it. To be fair to them, they were really understanding before, but they've got a better understanding, which is also benefiting other members of the team now because of this course, and getting management and team leaders to understand more what's going on and what needs to be done to help us.
Do you know, that is a wonderfully positive story to start the week with, isn't it? I've got to say, it's so nice to hear that, firstly, that you've found a nice job, isn't it? Working something that matches your strengths, because the uni experience, they wouldn't put the reasonable adjustments in, would they? That was so frustrating. You put in all that work and they didn't have to do much but they couldn't for whatever reason. So
I was lucky enough to have you guys fighting my corner to get me through it. And I'm now actually having my graduation in March, and that is all thanks to you. So thank you very much.
oh wow.
I'm going to have that cap and gown that I never ever thought I would have. And I can't wait. So just the thought of it brings me to tears because I never thought I'd have it.
Yeah, well, you know, you put a lot of work into it, and you deserve those rewards. So well done. I think that's amazing. And you've had a hard time along the way, I know, as well, with stuff. So, yeah, and you've told us lots of really good things, you know, about having supportive management. It doesn't take them long to go on a bit of training, and the benefits are huge because they get so much more out of their employees, don't they, if they understand them.
If they stay with them and they get them, that's all they need. And I work from home, so my chaos is great. You know, that's what I'm saying. I don't need to go in the office. We can go into the office, but I don't need to because they understand that I work better at home because my chaos. I call it chaos, but it's not. It's just my life, and I love it. But they get that's where my strength. That's what I work best because that's where everything is set, and I know what I'm doing when I'm doing it. So I'm really lucky to have the management I am, and I would say to all management out there, if you're listening, please just go on a little bit of training. It's not a lot, and you will get it, understand it so much better. And it's not just not being able to read. It's not just being able not to spell. It's a lot more to dyslexia that my management found out being on these training courses. So yeah, if anybody asked me how could I support you, I would definitely point them in the way of go on a training course, understand me a bit better, and then we'll talk.
Well, that is a brilliant and positive note on which to finish. So thank you ever so much, Jenna. You've been amazing. And
thank you for having me.
Well, it's been brilliant, and well done for your graduation.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for taking the time to watch today's video. If you found this video useful, then why not take a look at this one? I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.